think, first of all, just again would like to thank the staff and the administration. It takes a lot of people to help with to get a recruiting class put together, and we certainly have that support, so thank you to everybody that way. Second, it was probably one of the most enjoyable years recruiting for the fact it went so fast. I can honestly say it's the first time we had half of our recruiting class committed before Christmas and 95% of it done probably in the middle of January. And we were the last couple of days literally just waiting for 1 or 2 kids. So with that said, we have a cap for our roster next year, which is 95 student athletes, and we've already met that. So I think it's the first time in my 30-some years of coaching that our roster is filled on National Signing Day. So we get to block all the recruiting blogs here for a month and not answer any calls and say we're full. So that was probably the unique part, and very rewarding. And again, I think it's because of the great job of the assistant coaches. So with that said, we'll just talk a little bit about the class. And we obviously graduated a very big class, a ton of stars, especially offensively. So there were some areas that we needed to fill. We've always tried to take some of the best athletes possible and move guys around, and we still tried to do that. But there were some areas that we definitely needed to fill. And we'll start right away with Justin Bishop. You guys found out a year ago we started going into Arizona. Coach Yonner went there, and we tried to get a little bit more of an athletic type of player. And I think Justin really fills that void for us. A little bit taller kid, flat out speed. You know, we need that. We don't feel like we've had that throw it up deep guy here for the last few years, and we feel that he'll fill that void. Along with Vince Dinkle, he reminds us of a player we had here maybe 8 years, 10 years ago now, Adam Noble. I don't know how many years it's been since Adam has been here. But again, one of the goals was to get a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, a little bit more physical with our receiving core, and we feel that Vince can do that. We always try and do well locally, and one of the fun players that we got that you'll just love to watch him get after guys this year is Jamison Evans from Grand Rapids. He actually lives in Deer River and commutes back and forth, but he's one of the top-ranked wrestlers in the state right now, big heavy hitter. We feel you put that kid in an Eden Prairie High School or something, he would have had a lot more visits, but we wanted to replace some of our outside backers too, and we're excited for Jamison. Then we also, along the lines of kind of the local kids, where that's what Jamison Tucker Forsgren from Pelican Rapids, we needed to replace our tight ends. We have a couple on campus, but we lost 3 tight ends this year. And obviously the one that most people remember is Brian Leonhardt, but we think Tucker's a kid that can fill that hole in the years to come. So we're excited about what he brings to the table. Then inside linebackers, Illinois has been a good place for us too. And Justin Gadali was probably our first recruit that committed way back in the middle, right after his first weekend recruiting here, the first weekend in December. So he gets the award for the first guy on board, and it's fun. You go and you watch the highlights of our players, and you're gonna see a lot of big hits out of Justin. Austin Hefner is a D lineman from Chilton High School. Certainly an area, the old adage, you can never have enough big guys. We feel we've got a year to develop him, get him a little bit bigger. He's a little more of a 220-pound kid right now. We feel that he's an athletic kid, another very good wrestler in the state of Wisconsin. Either is undefeated or not many losses. But we feel that he'll be the next generation of defensive line for us. Moving on, Jordan Johnson is an interesting situation, more of a running back, hasn't played outside linebacker for a while. As coaches are just saying, he's the athlete that you need at that position, and in our defense, a 3-4 defense, athletic type of kids are really, they're what makes the 3-4 defense go. So we're going to experiment a little bit. Jordan could always go back to running back, but we think as he continues to fill out, he'll be a 230, 40-pound outside linebacker that's very athletic. So we're excited about him. Jake Krause is going to be a big lineman that will build up right from Wadena, Deer Creek right there. And again, kind of a local kid close to home, and we're excited about how athletic he is. Picture a 6'3", 260-pound kid playing hockey right now. That's what he's doing in high school, so excited about Jake. And then going back to Arizona, again, another one of Coach Yonner's players, Abe Mendeville, is a big rangy safety, and you cannot have enough of those guys. They take a pounding back there. He could grow into an outside back, or he could be another Brody Chef and bang away, fill in the alley, and we're excited about his frame and how well he runs and what he can bring to the table. So next, Evan Mietag is a fullback from Hutchinson. They were the state champs this year. I believe they have 4 or 5 kids that will be signing in our conference. And the only thing I can tag on him, we have the major he wanted. We have the lay of the land that he wanted, and he's a winner. He's the first guy down on the kickoff team. He's a battering ram in there at fullback, and he'll be ice fishing every night. He's just our kind of kid, and hopefully he helps us win a championship like he did at Hutchinson. Moving on, Ben Myers is a defensive lineman out of Plainville North, one of the Coach Bolte's recruits, and went in to visit with him as a brother that really filled out, got a lot bigger after he graduated for high school, and we're hoping again that we give him a little time to fill out, and he'll be one of the guys that we feel will be taking over for our D-line as they finally get to graduation. Anthony Monson is an outside backer that wanted to be here in the worst way, and those kids are worth their weight in gold. He was one of the early December kids, and he plays wide receiver, runs 4 or 5, and again, he'll be one of those outside backers that has that speed off the edge that we need. So we're excited to have a guy that really wanted to be here in Anthony. Mac Mueller from a very successful high school program. Now the people of Bemidji know him from Ricori High School. If he does anything for us like Corey Crosby did out of Ricori, we'll be excited. He's been a thorn in Bemidji High side now for a couple of years. He was their quarterback and a D-back for them. And we're just looking forward to Mac's athleticism too. He could play quarterback, corner, wide receiver for us. He just is one of those kids too that's a good athlete, heck of a baseball player too. Juwan Richards is a kid out of Schaumburg High School in Chicago, probably right up there with one of the faster kids on the team. We lost 4 wide receivers, so we're looking to replace, really everybody there. So not only do we want to get bigger, we needed numbers, and Juwan was one that really committed right here after his visit also. The next one is a fun story, Rufus Saley. Rufus did not play his senior year. He blew his knee out late last spring, was not able to play, and honestly, if he did, I'm not sure we would have had an opportunity to recruit him. He was offered by some 1AA schools last spring. The offers were dropped when he got hurt. But fun story today, 54 texts later, last night he committed, and today he was hoping that he would have a chance to wear a Bemidji State t-shirt on their signing date. He was walking through Park Center High School, and a teacher heard him say that he was wishing he had a t-shirt. The lady said, "I graduated from Bemidji in 2006. Be glad to help you. Give me a few minutes." She ran home over lunchtime. She brought him back not only a Bemidji State t-shirt, it was our 2006 football championship t-shirt from that year. And she happened to be on the softball team here that year. So kind of a fun story, and we got lots of them for the recruiting, but we're excited to have Rufus here. One thing that we hope we could get is a little bit bigger at the corner position. He brings that to the table, a little bit taller. You see so many taller receivers out there right now, and we're excited. He's healing up. He's got a little ways to go, but he's already participated in gym classes and different things like that. Brandon Schindler was a fun recruit. We had a goal of getting a few taller linemen. We needed tackle type of bodies. Brandon came, and between sitting in the ice fishing houses and all those things, he fell in love with it. He has a brother, I believe that's at Missouri Rolla, so they're way down in southern Wisconsin. It was a fun home visit, and we're just excited about his frame and his athleticism. He could easily be a left tackle, and they're hard to find. And then we talk about the local guys again, Brady Schmidt. It's interesting, as we go to Arizona, we go to Chicago, we go all over, and we have one of the faster kids right in our own backyard. Brady can flat out fly. It's finding the right position for Brady right now. We'll probably have him be a running back. He excelled at outside linebacker for the high school this year. We just think he brings a lot to the table with his speed, and very excited to keep a local kid in town. McKeel Stewart is another kid we'll try at running back. Oswego is kind of west of Chicago, about an hour, and he's a little bit more the bigger bruising tailback with some pretty good speed, very strong legs, but yet I think he can break a tackle a little bit more like Cropland with a little bit more wiggle though. And we're just excited about his overall package. He catches the ball well out of the backfield, but we graduated 3 tailbacks this year too, so we needed to reload in that spot. Brian, I'm gonna pray I'm saying your last name right, Tomaszewski. We've heard it's Tomaszewski too from one coach today, so for listening, I apologize. But we've had some luck with Green Bay kids, and we are just really excited about his athleticism on film. He can be a corner, a D-back for us, play safety, he hits that well. Just another one that seemed to just be a good fit and really committed right away after his visit. Evan Tompkins is a kid I just love. Another one of Rich's kids from Arizona. Big hitter, but yet I think he has the ability to maybe even play corner. As we try and upgrade our skill position, I think Evan has that ability to do that for us. Another one of the big tackles, Colton Tretzvin from Grantsburg, right across the Wisconsin, Minnesota border, right over by Taylor's Falls. That bigger tackle type that we're looking for. And you talk about a fit, I don't know if we're ever gonna get him off the lake here. He just absolutely fell in love with the place. Tyler Ustrabowski is an all-around athlete that could be a wideout, a D-back, could be one of the Justin Lee type of players, come back, hand him the ball, is extremely fast, very quick, very athletic, and I believe he's gonna go into law enforcement here. Sorry, Tyler, if that's wrong, but that's what I believe. And just a fun, energetic kid. So Jake Wershing is another one from Waterford that I love his long snapping ability. We didn't talk about him already, huh? For some reason I thought we did, but sorry. Another one that has a great frame to fill out, great opportunity to maybe even snap as a true freshman. We want to upgrade that position a little bit more if possible, but nice frame, kind of a fun story. He's got a twin sister, and as excited as everybody was in the house when he committed, his sister was a sad one because it was the first time they were going to be apart. So that was kind of interesting on the home visit. And the last kid is another one that I'm not sure if we would have had a chance to get if it wasn't kind of for an injury-filled year, but Eric One-Row from River Falls was a guy that our coach had labeled as a heck of a prospect, a top end, tight end in the area. Mono, different ailments, injuries all season long, and he is right now a very athletic basketball player, tight end, and as he fills out, he's another candidate to replace Brian in the tight end position. A couple transfers that we felt with 17 seniors we needed to get right away. First one is Ralph Bia. Yes, that's right, Providence, Rhode Island, transferred up to Northland Community College in Thief River Falls, and maybe the fastest player we've had since Jonathan Hawks was here. He came and worked out, just flat out ran times, and we're just like, is that your clock, right? Is that serious? And we're not very deep in the corner position right now, and it's an area we felt we needed to get at semester. And so Ralph's been on campus right now going through the workouts. Ronnie Horn's the same thing, transfer in from Arizona again, that can add depth and speed and athleticism to that area. And then the big one, obviously, we got done with the season and losing Lance. We felt we had 4 good prospects on our team at the quarterback position, but none of them have played very much. So we wanted to get some college experience, the guys that have played in some college games. So we went out and recruited very heavily and were able to come up with Adam Ragsdale from College of Sequoias. I think the first thing you'll see about him is his arm strength. We got 2 guys in campus, and our receivers like, which one did you get? And we said Adam, and they're like, dang, that guy throws the ball hard. So they got to get their hands in shape, get a few calluses, and you'll see that very noticeably is his arm strength. Pretty athletic, tested out a little bit better than we even thought he was going to do when he was running around, but he seems to have a good presence in the huddle. I think the linemen will like him. He'll be a grinder with the guys. I think he'll fit in very well the way Lance always did that way. So we're excited to have him, a number of other guys that aren't able to talk about, that have just signed, as preferred walk-ons, but those guys always end up being the heart and soul of our team too. So we're glad to have 37 new guys on the team. So, any questions?
Sorry, could you talk a little bit more about Brady and the other local kids on the team, just in general? What are you looking at the local kids opposed to the kids from the cities or whoever else?
Well, you don't have to worry usually about them quitting. They add to the attendance at the games. They have fans, friends, family, so they're gonna help with attendance. They're right here, you know, not spend all the dollars to go to Arizona or Chicago and all those things. And you look at a kid like you say, Brady, right here from town, and then you've got the Grand Rapids, you got the Pelican Rapids. And I mean, you can't have enough of the local guys. And I thought we did as well in northern Minnesota this year as we've done in a long time. They all have the ability to be 3-4 year starters for us, so we're excited about those guys. It was fun, Jamison Evans, you know, I think some of you know my daughter does gymnastics over in Grand Rapids, and that's where he is at, so got the opportunity to watch him wrestle over there and see his frame, and his high school coach is a guy I played college football with, and we haven't seen each other for 35 years. So that was kind of fun to reminisce and tell some old stories with his wrestling coach when I saw him. Anything else?
So you've seen Jamison play, I'm guessing a little bit more maybe than some of the other guys if you have ties there. Can you talk a little bit more about kind of what stood out to him, like maybe early on in his high school career that really kind of jumped off the page for you?
It's his hitting ability. He played tailback too, and you know, you watch a lot of players and you're just like, yeah, that was a nice play. You watch his contact and you're just like, wow. I mean, he's just lifting guys up and launching them, and as good a striker as we've seen in a long time, and he's not doing it illegally. And I know there's all the talks of concussion and different things like that, but he just, you know, I remember when I was younger in the coaching profession, I heard Tom Osborne from the Cornhuskers say he's a 5-framer. You could watch 5 frames of a guy and just say, he's got it, that's all we need to watch. You watch about the first 5 highlights of Jamison, and you're just like, wow, I'm sold. He's just a big banger. Anything else? Okay, well, thanks to the SID department for all the work you guys have done, and I think we always get a lot of compliments on how nice our signing date is with all the work that you guys put in, so thank you. And again, thanks to the staff and the administration, and also to our team. I think they do a great job of always selling our program. I know Rufus Saley was like, he came here because of a conversation he had with a former Park Center player, and that really helped sell things for him. So those guys always do a good job. But we're excited about this class and to be this far along and to have the roster filled up, so thank you.